Wizards open at South Beach tomorrow night, Wednesday night. Mr. Wise, I'm going to ask you first. What do the Wizards need to do? Last year they were 44-38.
Yeah.
What do they need to do? A lot of new faces on the team. What do they need to do to improve upon that record and potentially a deeper postseason run?
Win. Just win, Jonathan.
Just win, baby.
No.
All right, thanks, Al Davis.
I think what you need to see from the Wizards this year is a chemistry that develops early on between Paul Pierce, Bradley Beal when he gets healthy, and John Wall at the end of games. Because not all of those three guys can take the last shot. It's going to be depending on flow, depending on who's hot, who's not. I think the more that their chemistry develops and the more that Randy Whitman rations Paul Pierce's minutes so he's ready for the playoffs, I think the sky's the limit. I really do. Do they win the NBA championship? No, because there are too many good teams in the Western Conference. Could they get to the Eastern Conference Finals? Yeah. Could they go to the NBA Finals? That is not out of the realm of possibility. Right. And the fact that we're even talking about that means it's awesome, baby.
Keith, top that.
How do you follow it?
I got
it.
I think I just ripped off Sig Vitale. It's not that hard.
I think he's right. I think the door is open in the East. Everybody just assumes it's going to be the Cavs or the Bulls, and I think those are maybe your two best teams.
Right.
But I think the door is open. I think what they have to do is mesh. They got to figure out, when Pierce is going to play, right, how to ration his minutes. I think by having DeJuan Blair, Chris Humphries, you can get by some spells without if Nene's hurt, if they have to ration his minutes. But they also have to figure out, and they're going to play without Beal for a while. They have to figure out what Otto Porter, what his role is going to be, how many minutes he's going to give him, Glenn Rice Jr. So they have a lot of pieces where they have to figure out where they're going to fit. And if we're assuming this is a playoff team, then November, December, January, those games are going to be the games where you figure out who takes the last shot, what the rotation is going to be, how do you get by if certain guys can't go on certain nights.
If there's not a postseason, it would be a very disappointing year.
It would be disastrous. Two things. Number one, they're without Trevor Ariza, and they're going to be without Bradley Beal. So that means the front court's going to have to shoulder the burden of scoring early on, and then they have to get to the free throw line. Last season, they were in the bottom 5 in terms of getting to the stripe. Paul Pierce would help. He had 310 free throw attempts last season. That would be second on the Wizards, next to John Wall, who had 394. So they got to get to the free throw line. They got to be more aggressive, driving to the hoop. And the front court is going to have to take a bulk of that, as I said, because they got some injuries. But, throughout all the success that we talked about, the one name that keeps coming up is Paul Pierce. I mean, I really do think that he is going to be vital to this team's chances going forward. Got to keep him healthy, got to keep his minutes down, keep him fresh for the postseason. But no reason why they can't be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Especially if they stop shooting mid-range jumpers, right?
Yeah.
Quick follow-up question, guys. Yes or no, team wins 50 or more this year? Neil?
I think they got a legitimate chance. We were talking about this yesterday. I mean, with the improvements and everything, even with the Beal injury, I think they come pretty close. 48, 49, flirt with 50.
So you're just under.
Yeah, I would say just under 2. That's exactly where I would have been. 48,
all right,
50.
Mike?
5-2.
52.
52 wins.
Taking the over. All right, I like it. I like the bold prediction for the Wizards. All right, let's talk about
That's if LeBron gets hurt.
No. Right. Yeah, well, that could change a lot.